Oh, Percy, you are brave. Well, it wasn't anything really. Water's nothing to an engine with determination.
Shiny and clean, puffed James. Then there was trouble. The tall funnel of the old barge crashed through a pipe. James was sure he'd get covered in sludge. But he didn't.
More danger lay ahead. Men were working on a bridge, but they had been warned about the runaway toad and his freight cars. They diverted him onto old sidings, straight into a muddy pool. Stopped at last. Oliver arrived, and when he saw Toad, he could only smile. A pond is the only place for a toad, I suppose?
There had been a lot of rain on the island of Sodor, and the rivers were high. Harold was flying over Duck's branch line when he saw that the track had been flooded. So he went to warn the fat controller, but it was too late.
Oh.
He raced after Thomas along the narrow track. The rickety old track went over marshland. Thomas knew that it was the fastest way to Knapford. Thomas huffed, and Spencer puffed. Spencer was closer and closer. Then there was trouble. The track was broken, and Spencer was too heavy, with a creak and a crack. The track snapped beneath him. The mighty Spencer slid into the muddy marsh. Thomas stopped. He knew what had happened, but he could do nothing.
I'm sorry, Spencer. I didn't know the track was broken. I'll go on and get help. I'll be back.
And Thomas steamed on.
I can do that whenever I like. Every wise engine knows you cannot trust freight cars. Go on, they yelled and bumped Percy's driver and fireman off the footplate. Ow, said Percy, sliding past the board. Percy was frantic. That's enough! Percy was sunk. Danger lay ahead. Now for our plan, giggled the cars. Go faster, go faster. They pushed Thomas over the switches. Slow down, called Thomas's driver and applied the brakes. Poor Thomas stood dazed and surprised in a muddy pond as a toad eyed him suspiciously. Bust my buffers, muttered Thomas. The day started so well, too. Diesel, thinking he could get away with his bad behavior, was ruder than ever. Next day, he was shunting freight cars full of china clay. He banged the cars hard into the buffers, but the buffers weren't secure. The silly cars were sunk.
Peter Sam felt much better after his long drink, but the freight cars were bored. Let's break away. Their loads were heavy and the couplings old. One snapped. Faster, faster, shouted the freight cars. A sign read slow, steep bends and ravine ahead, but the silly cars never saw it. Then, it was too late. Peter Sam arrived at the scene of the disaster. His driver sighed. This was our fault. We didn't secure them properly. We'll have to get help to pull them out.
I wish I could see, I wish I could see, complained Percy as he battled against the rain. More trouble lay ahead. Oh, hissed Percy, the water is sloshing my fire.
Fog floated everywhere. I can't see, cried Henry, nor could his driver. And when he could, it was too late.